It's winter, 10 degrees outside, and it's nighttime. What do you do if the power goes out and you have one of these? We're going to talk about that in this video. Hi, I'm Larry from Under the Median, and every month we do a product review. Today we're going to review the Oupes Exodus 1500. Oupes sent us this Exodus 1500 in order to do a product review. And it's the latest power station put out by Oupes. This has 1500 watts total output capacity. It also will surge at 3600 watts, and this is great for powering motors or anything that has a little surge power on it. It has a battery capacity of 1488 watts. That's almost 1500 watts. So this is a great little unit. Let's talk about what to do in a short-term power outage. Before the power goes out on a cold night, you need to answer these questions. Number one, what devices are the most important to you? What is the total power or wattage that you need? What should you hook up first? And how long will the Exodus 1500 run your current load? Since it's nighttime, the first order of things is to get some lighting on in your home. So I would plug some LED lights into this unit in order to have your room lit up that you're working in. An LED doesn't use a lot of power. It uses about 14 watts per bulb. In our family room, I usually run about 4 of these. The next thing you're going to want is some information. How long is the power going to be out? What caused it to go out? I use our television for that. We have off-air television, so I'm not relying on any cable or modems in order to run our TV. So the TV and the 4 light bulbs, all 4 together, will use about 94 watts total, and that's not a problem for this at all. This will run that load for about 12 hours. The next thing that you might need, since it's cold, is you might need a little warmth. And you can plug in an electric blanket to this. Electric blankets don't use a lot of power, and that will give you some immediate relief. A small heated throw blanket will use about 115 watts, and it'll run for about 10 hours. Also, a larger heated blanket, like a double size for a bed, will use about 165 watts, and that will run for 7 hours with this unit. For some additional heat, a small space heater, like a parabolic dish heater, can use about 333 watts. This will run that for only 3 hours. So you can see that as you're adding heat to it, it's not going to run very long. What else can you power with the Exodus 1500? Anything under 1500 watts can be run from this unit. The less power an item uses, the longer this will supply power for it. So if you have small loads hooked up to this, then you can run those for quite a bit longer. On the display of the Exodus 1500, on the left side, you'll see a number here as you're running items off of it. Right now it says 25. I'm running this lamp behind me, and that runs at about 23 watts. So it's down to 67%. So with the amount of power left in this unit, it will run that light for 25 hours. So that really does help you in determining exactly how much an item will run. The main criteria in running items from the Oupes Exodus 1500 is, will it power it, and how long will it run? Our coffee maker uses about 869 watts, and this will power that unit easily. Our microwave oven, since it's a very small one, only uses 1070 watts when it's on high. And this will run that as well, because a microwave isn't going to be on for very long periods at a time. This will not run a toaster oven. A toaster oven uses more than 1500 watts, generally speaking, or it uses so much that it just isn't going to run very long on a toaster oven. I wouldn't recommend running things that are real high in wattage, because this will last better hold up longer for you if you don't do that. Our garage door opener uses about 425 watts when the motor's running as the door is raising and lowering. So this runs that item just fine, and you might need to go somewhere, and without power, your power door on your garage will not operate. One of the things that I would highly recommend to know exactly how much power is being consumed for any object in your house is to get a kilowatt meter. And a kilowatt meter will tell you exactly how many watts something is putting out. It'll also tell you how many amps, what voltages are being used, and so on. This is a great thing to have when you own a power station. So I mentioned the TV and the lights and an electric blanket. If you use all three at one time, and the electric blanket, let's say you're using the throw blanket, which only uses 115 watts, and we already mentioned that the TV and the 4 lights use 94 watts. That's a total of 209 watts, and this will run those items for 5.7 hours. So that is pretty good. A weather radio only uses about 24 watts, and that's something you might want for some extra information, especially if the damage that was done in your area that caused the power outage was weather related.
A few of the storms may be strong or locally severe, with brief wind gusts to around 60 miles per hour.
A weather radio can run as much as 49 hours off of this unit if that's the only thing being used from it. This will also supply power to your computer and your router, and those are also great things to have hooked up in order for you to get information on what's going on. Let's talk about something else that this unit can do, which is a great feature, and that is it has a UPS feature. And a UPS feature will keep an item in your house running even if power to it from the line voltage has been cut off. The thing that I like to run off of that with something like this is our sump pump, because with our sump pump not running, our basement could flood. So this could keep our sump pump running for many, many hours. It only uses about 350 watts when the motor's running, and it runs kind of cycles from time to time depending on how much it's needed in order to take the rain off that's coming in to the basement. So in order to use this with the sump pump and use it as a UPS, what you do is you plug the sump pump into the AC outlet of the Oupes Exodus 1500. Then you plug the Oupes into the wall outlet, you turn it on, and you turn on the AC side. There's a switch on the front for turning that on, and the power then will come from the outlet while there's power coming, not from this. This will not drain your battery on your Exodus 1500. It will take that power from your home outlet. But when power goes out, then in 20 milliseconds, it switches over to the Exodus 1500, and that unit then will be supplying power to anything that you have plugged into it and run that way. Your sump pump will keep working and your basement will be dry. So if you're gone on a night where the weather is going to be particularly bad, say it's going to be real windy and stormy, it might be a good idea to have this all hooked up to that system. The unit is small and lightweight as power stations go. It only weighs 30 pounds. It has a real nice built-in handle on the back side of it here in order to carry it. And it's just a little over a foot wide and about a foot tall and just a little bit less than a foot deep. So it really isn't very large. The Exodus 1500 can supply power to both your AC devices and your DC devices. It actually has 10 output ports right on the front in order to supply that power. It has 3 for AC. It has 2 USB-A ports on the front and 2 USB-C ports. The USB-C ports will supply 140 watts power to anything that you need quick charging from this unit. So it does supply a lot of power on that USB-C port. Any 12-volt item that you can plug into your car cigarette lighter, you can run from this. All you have to do is turn on the DC circuits, which I have done, and you can just plug the item right in here. I'll plug it in to this cigarette lighter port, and then here's the item running. And this is being powered from the Oupes Exodus 1500. How about that? So anything at all that you would run in your car, you can power with this unit. There's a boost mode on this that will allow an electrical item to run up to 1700 watts of power if it's needed for, let's say, short periods of time. Check the owner's manual out when you're wanting to see exactly what it will run from that boost mode. This will tell you exactly what it'll run. It doesn't run everything that way, but it will run some items up to 1700 watts. What comes in the box when you get this delivered to you? Well, the unit itself comes. You'll get the power cord. This does not have a real heavy line cord with that big brick on it like the old units used to have. This just has a line cord. The charging unit itself is actually built into the unit. So this is the same kind of cord that computers use, so it's a common cord for charging. It also comes with a 12-volt charging cord. This fits into your car cigarette lighter on this end, and this is an Anderson end. It will fit in on this. These plug in to a little place on that right side where there's plug-ins for DC-in products. It also comes with a solar power charging cord, which charges with the Anderson plug that's on the side of the unit. And then this end plugs right into your solar panels. These are standard connectors for connecting to any solar panel that you can purchase on the market. You can get adapters that will fit these to any size plug that your solar panel might come with. There are 4 methods for charging the Exodus 1500. There's the AC method, which is the quickest way. You can quick charge in as low as 2 hours. You can also use solar panels using the solar cord that came with it. You can use your car charge cable cord to charge it with your car. You'll want your car running while you're charging this so you don't accidentally run the battery down on your vehicle. And then you can use AC and solar in combination to charge it a little bit faster if you want to. There's 2 speeds of charging you can set this to, a slow and a fast. I would recommend charging it at the slower rate most of the time. The battery will last longer that way. You can charge as much as 480 watts on solar alone. The battery that is built into this unit is the lithium iron phosphate battery. And that's the only kind of battery that Oupes has ever used in their products. That is the best battery for this usage. I highly recommend the lithium iron phosphate battery over the standard lithium batteries because the lithium iron phosphate battery will last longer, it'll hold the charge longer, and it just will be better in the long run. They say that it will charge as much as 3,000 times, up to 80% charging. So that is amazing. The Exodus 1500 also comes with the ability to look at it on your phone app and make some changes to it. For instance, I can go ahead and shut off this electric light behind me by shutting off the AC side. So watch that light, and as soon as I hit this button, it shuts the AC off. So if I turn it back on, then it will come on here. There it goes. So it works really good. It will give you all of the numbers that you need to know, like the output wattage, the input wattage, and what the state of charge on the battery. Right now, this one says it's charged up to 66%, and that's excellent. It also gives you the internal temperature of the device, and it will tell you how long this will run at the current discharge rate. So this one right now will run 23 hours and 51 minutes with that light hooked up to it. You can also turn on and off the DC sides using this. And then you can customize it, customize the settings using the phone app. So a very good resource to have on this unit. Right now, Oupes is offering the Exodus 1500 at a low introductory price of $449, which can be stacked with our 5% discount code for our channel, which is 5UTM. So the final discounted price would be $426.55. That's as low as 29 cents a watt hour, and that is a really good price for what you're getting. You'll find links at the top of the description of this video for this product.